Hi everyone, hope you're well. Welcome to my review of the Alpinestars Bogotá jacket. My opinions on this jacket majorly change depending on what the intended use is. So I'm going to split the video into two parts. First I'll deal with the fair weather riders, and then in the second part I'll deal with the all season riders. So fair weather riders, the sensible people that don't conform to that idiotic, stupid, out of date notion that you're not a real man or biker if you don't ride all year round. Right, actually, I'm going to put my microphone onto a cap just so that putting on the jacket and taking it off doesn't interfere. Norris, Silverstone, obviously. Yeah, so I'll start off with the cons actually. First thing I don't like, and it isn't just Alpinestars, is the back protector isn't included. So when you're trying the jacket on, you have to bear in mind that it's going to have a back protector in it. Also, the chest protectors aren't included either. So the back protector is £50 and the chest protectors are another £30. So the jacket starts off at 360, but by the time you've got the full protection, it's now up to 440. Sorry, my cat is behind the camera and he's about to knock it off. So yeah, that's one con. The thermal layer, it does come with the thermal layer, but if you're only a summertime user or summertime rider, sorry, then you're unlikely to use that. So you are paying out something you're unlikely to use. And thirdly, there's no storm flap on the front. So if you tend to lean on your tank at all, if your jacket's ever rubbing on your tank, depending on what type of bike you ride, then that's not going to, it's not protected against the paintwork. Minor thing, it all depends on what type of bike you ride. The rest of it though, for summertime use, I highly recommend it. I bought the jacket in February, but only for summertime use. I only bought it as a summer jacket. It is very, very good with the versatility. I was tempted to buy a mesh jacket, but the problem with those is they're all or nothing. It's, full ventilation or waterproof on over the top. And because I live near Dartmoor, it means I can leave home and it can be really quite warm. And then by the time I'm up on the top of Dartmoor, it can be a massive temperature change. So I can start off with all the zips undone and all the vents undone. And then as I get up the top, I can do them up and regulate the temperature. It's really effective at that. I highly recommend it. One thing that I was a bit surprised at that I didn't consider is these front vents. You would assume that when you open these up, you get a massive rush of airflow through them. The thing is most people who wear textile gear tend to ride either adventure bikes or touring bikes, which all have screens that throw the wind over there above that vent. So you can open these and not actually get much difference at all unless there's a crosswind. If you stand up on the bike, then yeah, you get the sort of flow that you'd expect. What did surprise me though is it's these arm vents. These are so effective. You only have to have them open, say, 3 inches or so, and the wind will just go straight up around your armpits, across your chest. Yeah, these work really well, but again, that will be bike dependent. All depends on the aerodynamics of your bike. But the versatility is really good in that respect for maintaining temperature in the warm climate and average sort of climates. It's all well made. The stitching's all good. The Velcro, the hook and loop fasteners are all good. It's got the adjustable collar as well, so you can snap that over. I don't know if you can see that. That slides. It's easier once it's done on. You can do that up and then pull it across and adjust it. So it's got a nice adjustable collar on it. So yeah, as summertime use goes, I would give this a good sort of 9, 10 out of 10. It's obviously not going to be quite as ventilated as a full mesh jacket, but you do have the versatility with this. So that is pretty much the fair weather riders dealt with. So yeah, if that's you, thank you very much for watching. You take care. Oh, sorry, yeah, you do get a free waterproof with it. So yeah, you get waterproof, but you're unlikely to use it if you're a fair weather rider. So yeah, anyway, fair weather riders, thank you very much for watching. You take care and hopefully see you soon. Bye bye. Right, thank God they're gone. Fair weather riding, fun sponges. Right, for everyone else, all the fair, not the fair weather, all the 4 season riders, 3 season riders, and especially the commuters, it is inconvenient at best, this jacket. I really would not recommend it for 4 seasons. The fact that they market it as a 4 season jacket, I find a bit, yeah, debatable. I mean, if you live in the Atacama Desert, then yeah, it's brilliant. Um, where do I begin? Right, the USB, the unique selling point, the waterproof jacket that you can wear underneath or on top of the jacket. Right, as for wearing it underneath, just name one time in your life that you have been outside wearing non-waterproof clothing, it started to rain, and you've either bought a waterproof jacket or had one with you, and you decided to put it on underneath your jumper or t-shirt. Name one time. No, you haven't. There's a reason why you haven't. It's because you're not a moron. So why would you start now? For waterproofing, that makes no sense at all. And it's not just that. See, the problem with this is if you have a waterproof jacket that's big enough to go over the top of your bike jacket, go and put it on and then put your bike jacket on over the top. Because all this excess material that is big enough to go over your jacket doesn't just disappear when it goes underneath. What happens is it all scrunches up, bunches up into the elbow and into the armpits, and it is just so uncomfortable. When I have this on, I tried this on with the thermal lining in, and it scrunches up so much I couldn't actually just get to my collar like that. I had to lift my shoulder and my elbow and bring my shoulder around because I couldn't bend my arm enough. So it is not very comfortable. The other thing as well, which does make me laugh, is I don't know if you can see this, but it comes down to just below your sort of bum, your buttocks. Um, Thing is, your jacket and your jeans zip together at the waist there. So all of this excess material has to just lift up for your jacket and jeans to zip together. So it's all like that. And then if you was to wear that on the inside, once the water goes through, where is that water then going to go? Because it's all tucked up in here. You're going to have a zip done up. It's just the most silly idea in terms of just fit, feel, waterproofing. It's just bizarre. And then as for the waterproof itself, there's no pockets on it at all. So if you're using tolls or you need to get to your wallet, you're going to have to lift it up or undo it to get to anything. And the one thing that really does make me wonder, if you was going to design a waterproof jacket for a motorbike that's going to be used in low light conditions and you were going to put high visibility panels on it, where would you put them? Up here, on the shoulder, on the chest, on the back? No, Alpinestars put them on the underneath of the arms. Well, I mean, if you ride monkey bars, brilliant. Everyone can see you like that. But if you're not on your way to the Blue Oyster Bar, then no one can see you. What? I do not get that design. I don't see the point. It's bizarre, very, very bizarre by Alpinestars. And I'm not knocking Alpinestars, by the way. I'm a bit of a Alpinestars mannequin when I'm on my bike. I've got a set of their boots, 2 pairs of their jeans, 2 of their jackets, their gloves, neck warmer. In fact, the only thing I don't wear is my crash helmet, and that's an RISO, begins with an A. But yeah, the waterproof is just, it's too big when you wear it underneath, and when you wear it over the jacket, it's actually quite restrictive as well. And the other thing is if you was to wear this underneath in the warmer temperatures when you haven't got the thermal in and it started to rain, like you wanted to wear it for a bit of an extra warmth, then yeah, you could just sort of take it off, unhook the 2 hooks on each sleeve, undo the poppers, take it out and put it on over the top. But if you've got the thermal lining in, you have to pull over, take your jacket off, lay it out, undo 2 poppers in that sleeve, 2 poppers in that sleeve, 3 poppers down that side, 3 poppers down that side, a popper in the collar, take the waterproof lining out of the main jacket, then go into the waterproof lining, undo 2 hooks or poppers in that sleeve, 2 poppers in that sleeve, the 3 poppers down there, the 3 poppers down there, the one in the collar, take it out, put the thermal lining into your jacket, do up the two poppers, those down there, the one in the collar, then put that on, zip that up, and then get your waterproof. And by that time, it's gone dark and everyone's gone home. Absolute pointless. So don't even think about wearing this underneath. It's just, personally, I find it so uncomfortable. And also, if I wear the thermal lining and that underneath for extra warmth, then like I say, the jacket's just too small and restrictive. But when I took everything out in the shop and tried on the next size up, then the jacket was too big. So be aware of that. If you try it on in the shop, try it on in all three variants. Try on just the outer jacket, try it on with just the thermal, and with the thermal and that inside if you really still think you're going to do that. Just, I wouldn't even entertain it. It just goes on the outside. Um, what else was it? Yeah, the rear vent, it does work really well. That's nice. To be honest, I don't even bother really doing that up. That is undone all the time. I've even ridden in fairly heavy rain for about 10 minutes, didn't do it up, didn't put on the waterproof, and I stayed relatively, well, I actually stayed dry. But I was on a 60-mile-an-hour road doing 60 miles an hour. Then when I was up on Dartmoor, I went through really fine drizzle and I was doing 40 miles an hour because that's the speed limit there. And I was getting wet within seconds, literally within seconds. And that's basically just in sort of wet conditions. You're gonna have to wear waterproof. But what really gets me with this is in the winter time, this is the coldest jacket I've ever known in my life. It is terrible. I have the Alpinestars Andes 3, and that is a really good jacket for the winter time um, because it is just so warm throughout all seasons. The ventilation on it works really well, but with this, it's because of all the zips. If Alpinestars had made all the zips waterproof and windproof, then this jacket would kind of work. But the thing is, there's no storm flap on the outside. And if you do this zip up and look from the inside out, you can see daylight through that. Same with all these zips. So these let the wind through really badly. So does the main zip does that. These two zips do it. The zips on the arms do it. When you do the collar up, if I quickly do that up, where is it? If I do that up and have the main zip done up, you've still got like a massive gap there, and that just feels like an icicle being held against your neck. The wind just whips through that. These zips, the hook and loop has to do up like sort of over the zips. You can get tiny little holes and the wind goes up through that as well. I mean, my Alpinestars, I can wear that on a motorway with my thermal lining in, a t-shirt and a very thin long sleeve top, and I can ride in sort of 8 degrees for about an hour to an hour and a half before my chest gets cold. I wore this in February in, I think it was 7 or 8 degrees. I did 45 miles an hour for 5 minutes and I could feel the cold on my chest. So the problem is with this jacket is you're going to be paying £440 for a 4-season jacket that pretty much every time it rains and every time it's cold, you're going to have to put the waterproof on over the top. And I mean, I bought this as a summer jacket, like I said, but I just don't think a 4-season jacket should have to have a waterproof on over the top just to stay warm in, not exactly Arctic temperatures. So, yeah, if, like I say, fair weather rider all day long for the summertime, brilliant. But for commuting, especially, and all year round, I would get the Andes 3. And then just buy some cheap like Oxford, Arizona mesh gear for the summer for the really hot days because the Andes does get a bit warm on the sort of over 24 degrees Celsius, 23 degrees Celsius. This in the summertime, by the way, it's really good. Say sort of 17 degrees Celsius and over. This is good. But anything under that, especially when you get down below 15 degrees, that the wind coming through this, even if you wear the waterproof underneath, you don't want the wind getting through your outer layer. It just makes you so cold. And like I say, wearing the waterproof underneath is so uncomfortable. I just wouldn't entertain it. So yeah, as a winter jacket, 4 season jacket, I give it about 3 out of 10. As a sort of springtime, autumn time, kind of 6 out of 10. As a summertime, yeah, 9, 10 out of 10. So that's my honest thoughts on it. Hope it's been helpful. You'll take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you don't go home when it rains. And yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.